Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Technomancer with your host, Nighthawk. We are here in our processing room, and I've done a bit of work between episodes here, and we'll start by taking a look at what we've done. I guess the first thing I should do is run on over here, and you'll notice how fast that was running over and how I just kind of walked right up all of those gaps, didn't jump or anything. Well, that's because I did some stuff with the power armor. Now, what I've done so far is install the Goggles of Revealing into the headpiece. That's the only part that I have on the head right now. Might add the electrolyzer and some things like that, but not too worried about that quite yet. On the legs, I've added the Sprint Assist, which I have all maxed out right now, and the Jump Assist is also maxed out. I don't have the Swim Boost. These ion thrusters are actually surprisingly painful to make, but I do have this Uphill Step Assist, which makes it really easy to run up and down, well, run up the hills. I got some armor, I've got the battery. I actually had to max out the kinetic generator, because when I use the glove to go mining, it tends to use up power pretty quick. And then on the boots, I have the shock absorber, which I have set at the maximum so that it basically works just like longfall boots and just uses a bit of energy to do so. And it's really not much, considering what it does. I don't have the jet boots. Again, the ion thrusters are a pain to make. And I did put a battery on them. I was thinking about changing the battery, just increasing the battery on the legs, because the battery is actually shared among all of the parts. You can see at the top left that I've got 199 kilojoules out of 200 available. And if I change this, then that changes what the available is. Now, I don't have the armor maxed out. The armor adds weight, so the more weight that you add into it, the slower everything gets. We will bump that so it's an even number, though. So yeah, that's kind of the trick there, is to balance the power. Now, on the glove, I didn't even bother to install a battery because it does use the other power. I installed the in-place assembler, but I'm still not sure how I actually get it to open. And then I've also got, I haven't done the diamond drill upgrade or the aqua affinity, although the aqua affinity isn't too bad. But I do have the pickaxe, axe, and shovel tools all installed, and I also have the multimeter tool installed, but I don't have any, I'm not using anything that actually uses the universal electricity, so it doesn't really help me much yet. But it doesn't weigh anything, so not a problem. So that's the big thing there. Let me out of that screen. I still need a good place to put the tinkering station, but we'll get to that. Now, the other thing that I did was I went and found some new territory. I actually went back over to our previous base and explored a ways from there and found some new terrain so that I could get some of the quartz crystals and quartz dust. And I've turned some of that into silicon. I've made a quartz cutting knife, and I also started making project tables. I think we're going to end up needing a lot of project tables, all said, at least until we can get set up with the crafting station. Right now, I just have this set up, these couple of tables set up so that I can make the project tables nice and easy. I've got a few of them right now, and let's put some more stone in here just so that we can make more of them if we need to. I also put glass here so that I could see items going through, just so to help keep track of it a little bit better. Now, I made some of these basic processors, which if we look at the recipe, we basically just take a quartz knife, some gold, and one of these silicon wafers, and we turn that into a basic processor assembly. And then once we smelt that, it turns into a basic processor. And we can even do that in the powered furnace too. Now these are kind of the backbone of everything we're going to be doing in Applied Energistics. And I think we want to get started in Applied Energistics here. So there's a few different things that we can make out of these basic processors, including the crafting monitors, the I/O ports, the levels. These are kind of cool if you want to stock specific items. Let's see, what else was in here? The ME drive, which is really cool for storage for large amounts of things. And the storage segments are what we're going to need to start with here. It also makes these storage cells. Actually, I think this is for the second step up. So we're going to need to make some of these storage cells, which we then turn into 1K storage and ultimately turn into bigger storage devices as well. And apparently it is snowing. Okay, so what we're going to do is, well, what we need is a place to start setting up our Applied Energistics system, and then we need to start expanding our territory so that we can have the well, maybe not expand our territory, but we need to get some mining going so that we can get more resources. Now, we don't really want to destroy the territory around here, but and the type of mining that I have in mind is using the turtles to do the mining, since we have turtles available now. I think I can make this mining turtle using the gemmed pickaxes. So let's actually start by doing that. We've got a bunch of gems here, and I know the gems are useful for some of the Greg Tech items, but I don't really want to go too far into Greg Tech anyway, so I'm not overly concerned about that. So I need more smooth stone. Let's set up a recipe over here. And we need some redstone. And some of this glass. Let's make more charcoal. And make sure that these are loaded up. I can always go grab more wood if we need to. Let's see here. See, there's got to be a way to open a crafting table with this, but I have not found how to do so. Okay, so there's our glass panes. Need that. Need that. Let's make 4 of these right now. And we'll put not there. I'll probably end up with one there at some point, but that's not where I wanted to put it. So the really cool thing with the those boots is you can just walk up and down things like crazy. Makes it so much easier. Okay, here we need a bunch of iron and some chests. We have some chests here. And we have some iron in here. So let's go ahead and grab 3 of these turtles. Now, if we take one of these guys and give him a pick, we get a mining turtle. Now, I don't know if this will keep him from mining obsidian. I'm not overly concerned if it does, with the exception that it will block him from, you know, moving through a lava lake that gets covered with water, but what it will allow, the important thing is that we can make the turtles without using a bunch of diamonds to make the mining turtles right now, because right at this moment we don't have the diamonds to use. So that will be one of the things that we're most looking for with the mining efforts is diamond. Now I may also look at converting or moving the Technomancer world onto a server where I can keep a chunk loader going for certain things for the mining efforts. I don't know for sure yet. Haven't decided on that quite yet. It might be helpful because then we don't have to stay logged in while we do our work, or while we wait for the turtles. One thing you'll notice there is with that jump boost, I jump really high. What's really cool is one of the drawbacks to making the power armor way too much is you can get to where you can't move around. Oh, geez. What happened here? Did I have fires on my roof? Wow, when did that happen? Wow. How did I not see fires on my roof? That is horrible. Right, so totally distracted there. I'm gonna have to get some wood out here to repair that. I actually just come up here because I wanted to show you guys how far you could jump without... Look at that. I can almost jump from the roof of the house into the tree, the Thaumcraft tree. And from the Thaumcraft tree, I can actually jump all the way over to the house. Now look at that. Whoops. Of course, I do actually have to jump or it won't work, but... Whoops. I can jump into the tree from the ground. Whoops. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to have to get some wood to repair the house, and I'm also going to do a little bit more, well, not really mining, but I'm going to open up the mountainside in here to, well, actually, you know what? I'm not going to open up that side. What I'm going to do is open up, I think, anyway. I think we want to, well, no, because we want all of our processing stuff together, so we're going to come over into here. See, if I'd thought about this before, it would have been easier. I'm going to use a turtle, I think, or I might do it by hand. It would go fast enough anyway. But we're going to open up an area behind here to start our Applied Energistics system. And maybe I'll just go right through here. So if I go back this way, you can see how fast this glove is at mining. It's pretty ridiculous. And the idea will ultimately be to just have, like, the crafting terminal, maybe a monitor or two up here, that everything else, well, actually, it might even be get to the point where we just have, like, right out here, just have a crafting terminal. But I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of clearing work, and I will be right back. And welcome back. I'm just doing a little bit of stuff for Equivalent Exchange 3 real quick. Specifically, I'm making one of these minium stones. Now, the cool thing about these little minium stones is you can use them to transmute items. So I was going to put a bunch of gold in to cook, but we've already got some stuff cooking right now. Now, the one that I'm most interested in is the ability to make diamonds. So I give it 4 gold, I get a diamond. Now, apparently that does have, the minium stone does have a limited lifespan, so we might have to do a little bit of checking on that. And I don't know if... What's this? Oh, alchemist turtles. Interesting. I think I looked through that before and saw that before, but I don't know if there is... I know there's a philosopher's stone, but I haven't looked at how you make this. Let's... recipe. It might not be in the game yet. Now, some of the other things that I'm interested in with the equivalent exchange is these alchemical bags. There's some interesting things there. But apparently, I know equivalent exchange 3 is still in development, so there might not be a lot of things that we can do. The biggest thing I wanted is an ability to make diamonds, because we're short of those right now. Now, I need one more diamond to make a new sword, or I can repair the sword that I have if I make an anvil with all of this iron. I should get more wood cooking while I'm thinking about it here. Whoops. Let's take that. Now, I did finish clearing out a space for our Applied Energistics area. So you can see right here, we've got a nice, decent-sized room to start with, and we'll probably expand further back as well. That's why I don't have the torches actually on the wall back here. And I also have a spot here that I've filled in the space with the... Uh-oh. That's not good. I think my client just crashed, so I will be right back. Okay, we're back again here. Moved around to the front room here. You can see there's a little computer sitting here. That's mainly just to take up the space where I'm going to have a couple of machines from Applied Energistics sitting later on. And this is kind of the spot where we're going to go through the wall to get there. Now, I think what I want to do here is end up with the controller will probably be somewhere in this general area right here. Now, the one thing I've got to keep in mind is it does require power, so we've got to have some way of connecting it to the power grid, as we create a power grid anyway. Possibly do something with solar. That seems kind of the most magical way to do things. Yeah, possibly making... Of course, the only problem with that is then we actually have to invest quite a bit of effort into the industrial craft side of things to make the solar panels. But we might end up going down that route anyway, and just put it somewhere else. I don't want to focus a lot on the industrial side, so if I do go down that route, it'll be more summary type of stuff that I do for episodes for it here. Now, I did a couple of other changes while I was building or digging that out, making room. You'll see that there's no longer a portal right here. I got tired of all the noise, so I moved the portal, and I've got iron doors in the portal's place. I have obsidian pressure plates outside, so mobs can't open the doors. And then I went over here, and I started by just clearing out a big area, and then I re-terraformed it back in. Looks like I got a little bit more smoothing to do here to really make it blend in nicer. But then I've got a couple more obsidian pressure plates over here, and I moved the portal inside this little dugout cave area. So that way it won't be making as much noise while we're trying to work over on the industrial side of things. Let's go take a quick nap to make it daytime again. And we will start making some of our Applied Energistics machines. Now, I also still need to finish building some roads. I need to build some roads over to where the portal is now. I like those pressure plates. I'm thinking what I'd like to do for this spot is make a couple of the warded pressure plates with a warded door that will open up back here so that, you know, if anyone was to just in general use this, they wouldn't be able to just get back here really easily for, you know, it's not really necessary in single player, but that seems to be the thing to do. So anyway, let's go put some of this stuff away and get started working on our Applied Energistics system here. So we're going to put some of this stuff right there. Put a diamond right there. Project tables we are going to need, and we're going to set some of these project tables up in that back room. And building blocks over here. Okay, so let's go set up some project tables. We're going to make this our construction area. Now, ultimately, we want to get to where we have the crafting system from Applied Energistics set up so that we don't have to actually do that part ourselves. So first, we're going to need one of these 1K storage modules. So we need some glass, one of these storage cells, which takes quartz, and one of these circuits, and things like that. So let's go out here, take a stack of sand and stick it into cook. Put that in there, because we need glass. Redstone must be here. We've got the quartz. We've got iron. We just need to make this storage cell. Then we also need... Where is it? This one of these ME chests, which takes a conversion matrix. Again, more quartz. And it also takes a chest and some glass. Let's see. We'll just grab these chests for now. And we should be getting some glass in here soon. There's the first bit of it. Man, feels like this thing is just crawling. Oops. So let's also stick some more wood in to cook. Take that. We'll put more. Uh-oh. Put more coal in. Oh, that's actual coal. There we go. What is this? Corrupted serum. Oh, cool. That's a bee thing. Okay, so here's some glass. Now we can get started here. Oops. So, we need... we're going to need a bunch of these conversion matrices, so we're going to set up a project table for that. Put one of these. Now, one of the things that I also need to do is get a bunch of indigo dye and make some plans. I guess for now, I'll just take the do these one at a time and just change the recipes in here. So that, it needs one of these conversion matrices, like so, and some glass. Okay, so there's our ME chest. Now, we need basically we need a storage module of some kind. It doesn't have to be the 1K. It can be any size of storage module, but we can really only afford the 1Ks right now. We'll be able to upgrade these as time goes on. And then we just need to turn this. So we're going to go ahead and do one of these 1K storage modules. And the other thing that I plan on doing is using barrels for anything that's going to be that's going to have a lot of items stored in it. I think what I'm going to do for the moment is actually take this computer out, and I think I'm going to put, no, not there. I think I'm going to put this ME chest in this slot for now, and we'll just use it. So now, wait, why you no work? Okay, that should have worked, because the ME chest is the only storage system that will work without being connected to a controller. So I don't know why this doesn't work. Maybe it still needs power. Let's try connecting this to some power. Ah, it still takes power in order to function. Okay, well, we'll leave this here for the moment. Now, if we put one quartz in, and see it has 9 of the storage used and 1 type. So if we put all of our quartz in there. Interesting. If you only... It takes 9 to store the first, but only 1 more to store the rest of it. So, I think it's fairly... it looks like it's fairly efficient with things that you have lots of. So let's take all of our iron, for example. So 206 iron takes 34 bytes of the storage. So even this 1K storage module should actually hold a pretty good amount of things. So I think this is going to be a pretty handy... So 1 stack takes 16. 2 stacks takes 24. So, yeah, it does pretty good, I think. Yeah, what we'll end up doing is we'll make a bunch of these storage modules, and there's also, if we find it here, there is this preformatter device lets you explicitly specify what you want to store on various storage modules so that you can sort your items in the actual storage system. Now, what we need next in order to do anything big with this is one of these ME controllers, which takes an advanced processor, which requires diamonds. And as it happens, we now have 1 diamond. Oh, let's go ahead and stick the gold in. So let's see if we can go back here. We need this. Guess I don't need the quartz for it. So we're going to put one like so. And grab... Okay, that's interesting. Apparently because this uses durability, the items all get taken out. That's a nuisance. Okay, so let's take this out and put this in. And let's see if we can at least get the controller built. And what I might do as a temporary measure is just punch a hole through this wall and connect it to the Buildcraft pipes to power it. Okay, take that, stick that back in. Put all those in there. Okay, what else do we need for this controller? We need 4 quartz and 4 iron. Got a little bit of the hiccups going here. Okay, there we go. And there is our ME controller. Now what we'll do is, if we open up a spot right here, we just need to get some gold power pipes, which we don't have. Okay, there we go. Gold pipes. That'll be enough. Okay, so let's go back here again. We're going to go like so. And let's put our controller right here. Our controller is now online. It's charging up. Let's go move our storage chest. See, I think I kind of want it... I want it here, but I don't know if I can make enough of the cable yet. Okay, how do I actually make the cable itself? Quartz fiber and redstone. Quartz fiber is quartz dust and glass. Gives me 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could make it, and I can put it here. And we'll put our little storage module in there. Now, once I get a few more things built, then we'll actually move that back here. Let's see. Let's just make that over here. There we go. Grab some redstone. There we go. We now have 8 of these little cables. And that should be connected and working now. So now we can actually use that storage module. And we have, it uses 9 units of energy per tick. Now it doesn't show how much energy it actually has stored. So we won't, it's going to be a little bit tricky to tell if we're overloading the system or not. But what we could end up doing here is, instead of routing all of these outputs over to this chest, we could take all of these and just stick them in here. You see we're using up, we got 4 different ingots in here. We're using up 4 different types and 87 bytes of the storage, and we can make these ME storage devices pretty easy. Now the other ones that we'll want to do is the ME drive, which takes 2 processors. We'll also eventually, we are going to need one of these pre-formatters before too long, I think, because we're going to want to, we want to be able to choose what we store on these devices. The more you store of one item, the more efficient it is, I think. If you store, like, if we take all of this cobblestone and put it all in here. Let's take out all of the other things so we can actually see. So this takes 49 bytes to store 300 cobblestone. But if we just put 1 in, it takes 9. I guess that pattern is... So it's 16 to store a stack, 24 to store 2 stacks, 40 to store 4 stacks. I guess it's 8 bytes per stack. So if we store a bunch of the same thing, then it's a little bit more efficient. Now we should be able to reroute the pipes into it without really worrying too much about overflowing it for what we're doing right now. And then once we get more of the system put together, then we can hook up some of the interfaces that you can make. There's these ME interface that you can use for different things. I think I still want to use barrels for things like cobblestone that we're going to end up with tons of as we start our mining operations. And in order to use those, we need these ME storage buses, which take an interface and 3 iron and a cable. Now, the interfaces aren't too bad. Most of these items aren't too bad except for their quartz crystal cost and the cost of the processors, which take, you know, gold or diamonds. So it's just going to be a matter of building up the resources to make these various items. These storage devices, especially the big 64K one, does take a lot of materials. So it takes all these storage blocks, which take diamonds, and storage cells. So those are going to take a while before we actually upgrade to the bigger items like that. And the patterns for crafting are a little bit spendy because they do take glowstone and quartz. But once we get to where we're setting up the crafting system, then they shouldn't be too bad. Now the heat vents are easy to make. The assembler containment walls are a bit spendy, and you need these on all of the edges. So we got a ways to go. These IO ports are pretty cool. And let's see, crafting monitor, there's let's see, we're going to want an access terminal, and really we're going to want a crafting terminal is what we're going to really want. And once we get that set up, then we won't need the chest right here. We'll just have a crafting terminal and maybe a storage terminal as well. Or maybe not a storage terminal, but maybe an IO port. So like a crafting terminal, one of these crafting terminals, and an IO port, I think is what we're going to end up with in the wall here. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and make some more of, make some additional items here and get some of this all set up the way I want to have it put together. And in the next episode, we'll go through how some of it works. I won't do anything with the big crafting system that I plan on putting in back here. And I'll also need to expand the power availability as well. But next episode, we'll explore a little bit more of this and find some more fun things to do with all of these new mods. There's all sorts of different things that we can do here. So anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I do have a donation link in the video description for Child's Play Charity. I greatly appreciate it if you can help out with supporting Child's Play Charity. And just click on that link and you can donate via PayPal. And yeah, we'll start supporting the Child's Play Charity and do some cool things for help them do some really cool things for kids. For the meantime, I've been Nighthawk, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!